Hey, doofus, you want this? Yeah? Yeah, check it out. Thanks for that last outfit.
Is it open?
Yeah. Really good for you? Here, I'll hold this. You do it.
What do you do?
Like that. Yeah.
That's sick.
Freddie's got your uni
Here's
too.
your gold jersey.
That thing's ridiculous. I mean, it's huge.
I know.
Can we see that ring?
It's backwards, dude. It's backwards. There you go.
Sorry, there we go.
Okay.
All right, look at right
All right, 3,
2,
1.
Does this feel familiar to you, Walker, a little bit with the Dodgers now?
No, it's cool. It's a fun deal. Obviously, I think I'm going to get the ring a little bit later, so that'll be cool. It's good to see everyone, obviously, but big 3-game series for us. Try and win some games as well.
I haven't had a chance to, I guess, see it online at this point, and everybody else is. How much do you like what you've seen so far, I guess, in pictures?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a ton of ugly championship rings out there, so. But no, it's awesome, and I'm obviously excited to get my hands on it.
On Sunday, it'll be your first time facing, obviously, your former team. What is it like for you? Just obviously, you know these hitters super well, you know these pitchers really well, but kind of being on the opposite side, what do you think that's going to be like for you?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Obviously, it was kind of one of the last of like the wave coming up there, and so I've kind of got it, little bits and pieces of it playing against Jock and Belly and those guys and Corey. So. It'll be 9 of those for me, I guess, but it should be fun. Kirsch and I were joking yesterday we should have tried to line each other up, but no, it'll be a fun weekend.
How much have you paid attention to, the ceremony at the stadium, the first homestand where they got their rings, and just the team in general?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I still, stuff pops up everywhere, and it's an interesting feeling, obviously. To be a part of it for so long and then now to be here, and it's been awesome here, and I'm enjoying the shit out of it. So it's just kind of a fun weekend, and my birthday's on Monday too, so it's kind of a whole thing, but no, it's been great.
Have you been able to get a sense for how much your inning especially kind of resonated with people, and just how much that moment kind of defined a legacy in Los Angeles for you?
Yeah, I don't know. We played in Anaheim, we didn't play in LA, so I kind of, haven't really been back, but, I think that moment means a lot to all of us, right, that we're a part of it, and that city, and the fans that come out every day for us there, and, I think it would have been hard to leave there for anywhere except for here. Our fans here are here long and loud, and, kind of similar in a lot of ways to LA, and, it's been a really fun year outside of some of the playing stuff for me, but in terms of my family and me, we're loving it here and have felt really welcomed here as well, just like we kind of were in LA.
Was it cool to just pregame the fans that were here doing tours kind of cheering you? Like, did you still kind of feel that?
Yeah, I think, talking to kind of Oral about some of that stuff that he's gone through and the way that people react to him, I think it's obviously 2 different situations, but that was really cool. The fans kind of walking around to yell at me, so. I kind of imagine, in LA it'll be like that for a while, I hope.
Were you surprised or disappointed that you guys couldn't work out where you came back this winter? Or kind of, when you look back on that, it kind of ending up here kind of, work out, maybe not how you want to, but just like, what do you kind of look at when you look back at this winter?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was an interesting situation. I think there's obviously 2 sides to that situation, and I think, we had conversations about it, we talked through it, and they went and signed guys that they wanted to sign, and I signed with a place that I wanted to play, and it kind of is what it is.
When you were here in the World Series, obviously you pitched in LA, but you were here as a rookie, and now you're here with the Red Sox. If you could go back and kind of tell rookie you something that October, what would it be?
I wouldn't say anything. I was a lot better than I think. No, I enjoyed. I wouldn't change anything about my career. Obviously, except for getting hurt, probably would be the only thing. I enjoyed my time in LA a lot, and a lot of those playoff runs I think I've grown from and learned a lot about myself in, and I think now just trying to kind of help the younger guys here that haven't done that before, and hopefully we get a chance to kind of use whatever knowledge that I have this year, and it's kind of that second part of your career, and I take a lot of pride in trying to be able to help, the guys that are coming up and are in the situation that I was in. So.
Do you think once you get the ring and you go through whatever they're going to present to you, that'll be closure on your Dodger career and just the World Series, or do you already have that?
Yeah, I think you already have it. As we, everyone kind of knows I'm on a 1-year contract, and so you never know what's going to happen down the road. But it's an interesting deal. I think playing against your old team is one thing, but playing against someone you haven't seen them since you won the whole thing is a whole different thing. So, once I get it, I think that kind of part of it's done. But at the end of the day, we'll still all kind of be close or whatever for forever, and have some really good memories of last October.
You mentioned how
We're watching
playing.
Ohtani come back from second Tommy John. What can you tell him about your journey back too?
That he's lucky he didn't have to pitch in Oklahoma City so many times. No, there's going to be ups and downs to it. He's obviously at a different level of athlete than basically anyone in this game, and I don't know what it's like to hit 50 homers. So, for him, I think he just needs to kind of go at his own pace, and he seems to be throwing the ball hard and feeling good about what he's doing. So, at the end of the day, that's kind of all you can hope for.
Were you watching when Kershaw got his 3,000th strikeout?
I saw it, obviously. I don't think I was watching during the game. We were playing maybe, but I texted him, and it's a cool thing. Kind of wish I would have seen it. Obviously, I got to see Scherzer's, and I think any of those monuments you get to see as a player is really, really cool. And I think it's kind of well known. No one deserves the success that he's had more than Clayton, and a really cool moment for him. We got to hang out a little bit yesterday. He had his kids here before they worked out and stuff, so got to see everyone, and cool deal.
Pitched against a lot of teams, as you mentioned, but obviously never these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Last time out against Philly, really good start for you, really step in the right direction. Just knowing these guys so well, how do you get ready for a start against a team that you're so familiar with?
Yeah, I think you just try and keep it as normal as you can. Obviously, it'll be a little awkward or funny or whatever, but at the end of the day, like we're all playing a sport for paychecks, and it's kind of the goal is to go and get one over on them. So I don't think preparation-wise anything's really different.
Having spent so much time with the Dodgers, just I guess what makes them so special? Obviously, they're having another great season this year, even though they've had a lot of injuries. What makes them allows them to succeed so consistently?
When you scout, draft, develop, and do all those things really, really well, with on top of having the highest payroll in the sport, I think it kind of answers itself. But haven't missed so many first-round picks. A lot of guys get to the big leagues, have successful careers when they get drafted there. So that's kind of what you want. I think they're probably the model for a lot of people in the way that kind of modern baseball should be done. And I was very fortunate to be drafted and developed and spend so much time there. And attribute a lot of what success I have had to them and how they handled and treated me. So nothing but good things to say about them.
Obviously, the list of guys who've thrown glass out of the World Series is pretty short. Like, what are the few months after that sort of feel like, and how many times have you kind of watched back through that inning? Yeah,
I've watched it a couple times. I don't think I really got super obsessed with it. I've watched some games a lot of times, but that was a pretty cool one just for me personally, honestly, because Spores did it the year before, and he and I were same draft and are really close, and he was at my wedding, and so for us to do that back-to-back years, I think is probably the coolest part about it for me.
You and Will decided to auction off that baseball instead of keeping it, and the proceeds all went back to the fires in Southern California. Just why was that so important to you to be able to share that back with the community?
Yeah, to be frank, it was largely Will's kind of call, and I think the timing of it kind of that was the only thing that made sense to do, and I'm glad we were able to raise that kind of money and get it kind of directly back to where they needed it. And the charity part of kind of what we all do, I think is something that creates a legacy. I talked about it at my event this year, that is the thing that'll have a legacy for me, and so it's just kind of another one of those things we got to do that most people don't get to.